I guess we can start since the music is fading out and B-Dubs is here, which is a huge surprise. Remove the music. Remove the starting soon. Then I missed like 40 minutes of your stream. Well, you missed 2.5 hours yesterday, so I can't even begin to explain the plot because there's so many variations. And it's really good, though. I'm really enjoying this. Unfortunately, I can only play like 2 hours at a time before my throat gives out. Still sounds like I'm still feeling the repercussions of yesterday. It's really good, though. I mean, the basic premise... And it's not what I feared, where like the different storylines don't matter. Everything is true, and it does add to the overall mystery, which is great. That totally ups the game to me, because I hate when games show stuff that doesn't really matter or isn't really true. But the overall underlying plot is that there was the bad harvest that killed all the crops one year, and then this conglomerate company came in. They moved everybody out of the town for a week while they cleansed the town, quote unquote, and then they moved everybody back into the town. And what we've learned now is that the town they're all in now is like a recreation, like a mile away from the actual Beacon Pines. And we've discovered the real Beacon Pines, which is in like a winter, like it's frozen over. And the subplot is that the adults are trying to discover we don't know for sure. There's something called the source, which the town was built on. It's underneath the fountain in the town square, and Gran is trying to blow up the fountain. Is trying to blow up the source, and every time she does, it creates like a frost that freezes everything, and the game ends. So every time the game ends, we have to go back and figure out more of the mystery. We don't know what the source is truly. In the most recent story arc, Iggy, the little guy who got the green goop splattered on his face and it aged like half of his face. So we kept going with that storyline, and he sacrificed himself with some fireworks falling into the source, and that was like just the right amount of energy to temporarily stop the source from exploding into a nuclear winter, but not actually destroy the source. And I think that's where we left off in terms of the story arc that we're currently on. And it's definitely it's the conglomerate that's behind something. I can't remember the name of it. Perennial something. And they're definitely being weird. And then the old man who runs the pharmacy was friends with our dad. And sounds like our dad wanted to put a stop to whatever experiments were going on, and that got him killed. And then the pharmacist friend, he's like definitely aware of what's going on in the town. Like he truly knows what's happening, because he tried to stop Gran from blowing up the source because he knew it would create the nuclear winter. I don't know. There's so much going on. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it, but it's killing my throat, as you can probably hear. And there is a narrator I could turn on, but I fucking hate her voice so much. It makes my skin crawl. So I've just chosen to commit to the life of reading everything. But that's the basic recap I can give so far. Let's begin. Oh, Nat. Okay, so Nat is a little mouse character that appeared in the most recent timeline or universe, however you want to call the different story arcs. And Nat seems to be like an omnipotent being who's aware of everything that's happening. Not like they know what's going to happen, but just that they're clearly above the timeline, if that makes sense. Like they know something about the source and the world and everything that's going on. With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow, every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon. Oh yeah, we already read all this. It gives us like a fake buy the sequel, and then it's like, no, I'm not buying a fucking sequel. You're gonna end this shit right now. Okay, so it's a whole thing. Look, there you go. You can see that's what happened at the end of the last one. So now I've got to pick a new branch, apparently. I think the only place I have to change is this one, which should put us right back in that scene I talked about with Gran trying to destroy the source. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage, and in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. Oh, we haven't confirmed this yet, but I believe Gran is his mother, just aged up by the goo. And I believe Solomon, who's the little, like, dog kid that's being taken care of by the founder's relatives, I think that he is the founder, just reincarnated as a tiny little boy. Yeah, those are my two conspiracy theories that I have. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay, that melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Oh my god, it's beautiful. And since Gran is his mother, Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzled out, "Oh, I think I just confirmed my theory was correct." A few steps towards Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. I'm just gonna let this play out. I'm not clicking any buttons. Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother. How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother. Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother. Only smaller, older, changed. Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom! Luca sprinted as fast as he could towards his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies. Eleanor? I thought you were gone? You should have known I would never abandon my son. Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness. How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on, but the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They wouldn't stop until they get what they want, and they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then, what do? We have to stop them. Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow. They can't be stopped. There is too big? There's too big? I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire. For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again. No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth. Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow as if searching for answers. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. Oh man, is this the ending storyline? Were we this close? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to see. You don't understand. He always wins. Oh no. Yeah, see? This lines like that. Joseph knows what the fuck's up. He knows the truth. The devil you know. 7 months ago, Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised as the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. Was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamine? Liquamine. Tempus liquamine, I believe, is the source. It's some sort of like matter energy. There were dozens of them, even one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scuff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making the choice together, however great is that. This man is a liar. Excuse me? I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear. Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone. Imagine such a thing. It's absurd, and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they could clean this place up. We just have to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated, Miss Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please? Don't you all see? This festival is a sham, an excuse to have the whole town gathered in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are something or other wicked. But listen to me. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn. Whispers filled through the crowd. Filtered. Wow, I can't read. Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true, and now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable, so that she can get the help she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... Yes. My other theory is correct. That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed. Tormented dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face. Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face. I don't know that I've ever heard that expression before, but okay. Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. Ah, the ever-tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side, like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful. He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it into the ground. Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It wouldn't happen again. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party, but alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr? Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for the rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Oh, Amber's paper's coming. Sick. I love that, the burnt aged paper that was in there. That was so cool looking. Refreshing, Beverly. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon. Kerr gave a bow of deference. Founder, you are most gracious. Gas rippled through the crowd. Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out. Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips. You can all call me Sharper Valentine. Surprise! Unless you were 4. His body and face began to contort and expand, and he disappeared into a belching green mist. Totally. A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change. What? No! Ah, so you didn't see that coming. Good. Sharper examined his new hands. Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Ha! Wonderful. Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the town. Through the crowd? Both. Both work. Sharper, you malicious bastard. Ooh. I'm glad you're back, so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr. William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards. You coward! Does anyone else have something to contribute? A helpless quiet settled over the crowd. I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of a complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy! I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give, the opportunity to prove yourself in my absence. Squandered. To say I am disappointed would be an understatement, but I... Silence, Augustus. An adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you fail me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I will continue on I was counting on it this time. Good Lord, reading. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer for a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where is Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up. You are about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a starrier state than any of you, an aging actor desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again, forever in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr is never in charge of Perennial Harvest? Ha! You think they puffed up blatherskite could have accomplished all this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive. Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous. You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return, someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow, you've earned it. Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow. Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr was a Pat C. the whole time? Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I now know each and every person in this town's fears most. And I will, Patsy, oh, I gotcha. And I will make these fears, I didn't get that until Betos pointed it out, but I gotcha now. I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ha, the young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought, but well worth it. Sharper coughed up on a final laugh and cracked his knuckles. Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we? And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gift with all, gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where the winters grew longer and longer. The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. We might just be the key to this whole thing. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see. Oh, shit. Where can I use that malicious now? Here we can. I don't even remember this timeline. Oh, is this when he got pulled into the telephone booth by Joseph, and then it ended? Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed, kind eyes, warmed and stern face. There was a deep emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him. There was a blank lurking behind those eyes. A malice. Like a trap ready to spring. Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there. I just want this to all be over. Of course, I'm sure we'll all work out soon enough. I should get going. I told Roxy I'd check for Rollo at the treehouse. Luca twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp. Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. Who's this little dude? The festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree, this is all more than a little sad. It's worse than sad. It's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know, the festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame if somebody... The two scurried off eagerly, formulating a plan. Who's this other little shit in a suit? We haven't checked in with this reading fountain lady in a while. He looked down and muttered in a gruff voice. Mama always told me my problems would look smaller once I grew up, but my problems always seemed to grow right along with me. Heavens, I sense big trouble ahead. I feel like she's going to turn out to be something. Identify yourself, please. Nellie Modwill. I work here now. I am unable to locate you or your staff role. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold, please. Clearance authorized. Thank you. You think she tells the future of the timeline you're in? Ah, our harvest awaits. Whoa, you could get a wrench to the noggin sneaking up on a guy like that. Don't scare a man while he's junkin', sonny. Every evening, Jeff. Isn't it kinda late to be junkin'? I might as well ask the same thing of you. Find anything good? Bah, ever since Perennial Harvest moved in, even the junk is trash. You can learn a lot about a person from looking at what they throw away. With this bunch, it's all shredded paper and coffee cups. Well, it better be getting going. I don't see nothing if you didn't see nothing. See what? Exactly. Can't talk to the weird little kid. Do I have anything new to fish with? I don't. I have nothing new to fish with. We need one more thing. Rollo. Oh my god, I can go outside here? I didn't know that. He aired a long holler into the woods. Rollo! Adrian! Rollo, wherever you are, I hope you're okay. Luca felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped onto the beanbag. God, have we even met back in this timeline? I don't even remember. He conceded to its lumpy embrace. Once again, Luca found himself in a vast black expanse. This time, he knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire. The source. He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically until all that was left was a single ember. Luca stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it into his pocket. A keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. "You made me proud, buckaroo." Luca turned to face him. "Dad, what is this place?" A warm grin grew across his father's face. A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together. Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. Wait. For what? Another voice spoke out as Luca doppelganger stepped forward. "That's up to you." Without knowing why, Luca began to weep. Is any of this real? Are you real? Luca's father bent down to smudge away a tear. "Of course. I'm as real as the part of you that misses me." Luca turned to look at the older version of himself. "And you?" The doppelganger choked back tears. "I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone. Does that make sense?" Through his tears, Luca laughed. "I think so." His father pulled him in for an embrace. "Time to go, buckaroo." Luca was startled from his dream by the banging on the floor. "Are you in there?" A commanding voice rumbled from below. Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open. Chapter 5. Dangers Big and Small. Luca stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creaking under sufficient weight. Significant weight? Keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch, he inched backward to the balcony. As his hands grasped the door handle, Luca froze. A large figure clumsily wiggled up through the hole. "Stop right there." "Oh, or I'll..." "It's adult Rollo!" "Sheesh! I know it's dark and all, but I figured you'd recognize me." "Who are you?" The large figure cocked its head inquisitively. "Stop now, or I'll clobber you with a baseball bat." "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Take it easy." "Luca, you need to get your eyes checked." "It's me, Rollo." "Nice try, but I know you aren't Rollo. You're like one of his random uncles or something." "Where is he?" "Uncle?" "Luca, quit messing around." "It's me." "If it really is you, prove it." "Flaming chicken coop, Luca." Luca's jaw dropped. He peered more closely at the man standing in front of him. Something about him was undeniably Rollo. Only bigger, older, changed. How? What happened to you? When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away. What? Where did they take you? Don't know. They threw a bag over my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big. Look. Rollo proudly presented his hands to Luca. "Pretty sweet, right? And check this out. Zip! I mean, I wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower, but beggars can't be choosers. Rollo, it wasn't just your hands. My feet, too? Dang, Pa just made me new shoes. Wait, Luca, why are you so small?" Luca moved to the side and pointed Rollo to his reflection in the balcony window. "What the?" His hand shot up to his face. "Holy Toledo! Rollo, what did they do to you?" "They made me drink some sort of green crud. Ew." "Actually, it wasn't too bad. It kind of tastes like licorice. I passed out and woke up like this." and then I sorta smashed open my cage and escaped. Whoa, you smashed open a cage? Kinda. At least I think I did. It's all a bit of a blur. They had you in a cage? Who are these people? I don't know I don't know who did this to you, but we're gonna fix it. Fix it? This is awesome! Well, I'm just glad you're safe now. Luca, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched, but look at this way. I got snatched. I know where snatched people go. We may finally have a lead on what happens to our family. Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous. Danger? Ha! Rollo shadowboxes a few jabs. I'll take them all on. Hey fellas, what's up? Oh, we did meet. Oh, this is why she has the hat on in the promotional image. We met her in this timeline and she got aged, like her hair got aged, I think. Yeah, it's a train next to my apartment. With a yelp, Rollo dove behind Luca. Aha, take cover. Did I come at a bad time? Who the heck are you? This is Beck. Sorry, something truly bizarre just happened and I need help. I didn't know where else to go. So you're just hanging out here with your large adult friend? No, this is my buddy Rollo. This is your missing friend? One and the same. He seems a little old. I'll have you know this is a recent development. What the heck does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry. You're the one who just showed up out of nowhere, so we'll be asking the questions here. That's fair. How did you find us? You silly little treehouse? I think you mean silly little mission control. Oh, I love living by the train, Amber. I love city noises. They help me sleep. I hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret, and I could hear your racket from a mile away. See, Luca? This is why we need to improve security around here. Not now, Rollo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened. Yeah, but... She shot a nervous glance at Rollo. Anything you can say around me, you can say around Rollo. This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it? Yep. Beck's eyes narrowed. Okay, so it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try to salvage my hair, so I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mom gave me. Totally. Okay, just need to play it cool and hope no one notices. Notices what? Oh, nothing. Come over here and let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world did you do to your hair? I just kind of felt like a change. This is going to take forever to grow out. You were the one who said that change was a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving. Well, I guess I just took your lesson to heart. Ilona tried to put on a smile. Before I forget, I came up here to tell you that Nellie had to go into work. Tonight? Her and Mr. Kerr decided it would be good for her to get some things done before tomorrow. That Kerr guy seems like a grade A creep. Beck! He is, him and his weird cult of personality. You are not going to ruin this job for Nellie. It means too much for her. Oh, I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough to her to exile her daughter to this podunk town. This place sucks. The people are weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains. You'll get used to it. I can't even pick up a single decent station on the radio. It's all banjo music and farm reports. You know I grew up in a town not that different from this one. Is that why you're better at talking to plants than people? Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. First of all, you're grounded. What? In the morning, I'll have Nellie come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival. But not another peep. She sighed and after a moment looked down at Beck sympathetically. I know moving is hard, honey, but that doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time. Other people seem to have that covered for me. Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair more, she flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair. I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you'll look then. Very funny. Thank you. Good night, sweetie. Good night, Mom. We were like right next to the train track, and the old building would shake every time a train passed. All right, that's a little close. It's about a block away from me. The sky is doing that thing where there are dark purple clouds, but the sun is shining, making everything look super crazy bright against the dark sky. Oh, I love that shit. First of all, this town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded? No. I'm sorry you got in trouble. It's my fault your hair got screwed up in the first place. Don't worry about it. I actually kind of like this look. Great. Can we get back to the story now? This next part is the important bit. I have this radio I upgraded with my mom, and I was too angry to sleep. So I tried to dial in something worth listening to. Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr? Yes, I'm busy. What is it? Apologies, I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment. Hello, sir. It's so nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantries. What's your report on our new lead researcher of deep engineering? Nellie Modewell seems to be integrating nicely. At this very moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it. Excellent. And you have faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor. Her work must be complete before the festival. I will make sure that she stays day and night until it's accomplished. Good. You know how I feel about loose ends. Yes, sir. Once she has finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding long-term prospects in the company. Immediately, sir. I usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold. We are in the endgame, Bill. After your failures with Dr. Prescott, I cannot afford to take any risks. Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. Once she finishes the work, she will either leave the office completely committed to perennial harvest, or she won't leave it at all. Perfect. Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay just for a bit. Oh? It's just, we seem to be rushing to hit this festival deadline, and rushing into things has caused some issues in the past. I see. Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for all that you've done for me. Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you on to make things run smoothly, not to have opinions. Of course, sir. Chin up, Bill. You are only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Whoa. Yeah. Just so we're clear, when they said loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like actually killing someone? Capital murder. Luca gave Rollo a quick elbow to the ribs. Who is this founder? I was hoping you guys would know. Now, as far as we know, Kerr is the top banana at Perennial Harvest. He sounded scared of this founder guy. So we have an enemy topper banana on the field. Well, the hell is my mom caught up in? Has she talked about the job much? Not really. She said she was going to come in and continue the work of someone she respected. Luca, do you think that body at the warehouse was the person Beck's mom came to replace? That would make sense. Beck, it seems like Nellie's predecessor got loose-ended. I'm getting that impression. Okay, so we need to get your mom out of there before the festival happens. That's 2 days away. Won't she just come home after work? The creep on the radio said they were going to hold her until then. So if she not coming out, we gotta go in and get her. Beck flicked a large sheet of paper out of her pocket and slammed it on the floor. Maybe this'll help. You have blueprints. Well, it's really just a welcome map for my mom's PH orientation day. But it shows the layout. Sure looks like blueprints to me. Look, here's the reception area. There's a big room marked Founder's Office. It even has the exit marks. Guys. We have a deadline. We have an objective. We have blueprints. You realize what this is, right? Rollo started to wiggle with excitement. I think we're heisting. This is officially a heist. Chapter 6. The Heist. They spent the night's end huddled around the small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. Would be no small feat, a modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window, used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pool every resource at this disposal, pull every favor with a thread. even enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luca, Beck, and Rollo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in one day, and they each had their assignments. Alright, quick recap. Rollo, you're going to talk to Roxy, cordially. Without her and Fritz, this whole thing could go bust. Me, Cordial is my middle name. And how do you plan to explain your new... He waved vaguely at Rollo's sizable figure, circumstance. Bah, she'll be so happy I'm alive she won't even notice. Beck snorted in an involuntary giggle. And Beck, you're sure Ilona won't just shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie is in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay. That leaves me with Jeff and then Iggy. How are you going to persuade them? I'll think of something. They each looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded. Well, Godspeed. Enlist the help of Jeff. Enlist the help of Iggy and Tish. Alright, hold on. I want to go back in the treehouse because I didn't realize we could go out on this porch. Is there anything out here to snoop on? Ooh, Luca looked up at the satellite dish. Rollo nearly killed himself putting that up there into the tree. Ooh, I bet we can use that for fishing. While it didn't turn the radio into an interstellar communicator as he'd hoped, it did at least boost the signal enough to overhear truckers one town over. Oh, hell yes. I got me a new fishing logo. Whatever those are called, charms. Yeah, it is a lure, but these things are called charms. Luca tied a small magnet to the line, fishing with the law of attraction. Come on. Ooh, I got a key. Hell yes. Where do you think the lock is for this key? Now, why would we want to find that? Because then we would know the secret. God, that's no fun. The second we know what it unlocks, it just becomes a boring old key. Right now, that key could unlock anything. Cool. Infinite possibilities. Can I collect this key? Can I put this key from my dream in my inventory? Or my memory, I should say. Alright, who are we looking for? We're looking for Iggy and Tish. Oh, and Jeff, that's right. Oh, here's Jeff. Hey, Jeff. What can I do for you? Well, I know how much you hate Perennial Harvest. Hate's a strong word. Oh, sorry. I mean, I didn't say it was the wrong word. Gotcha. So we're going to break into their headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help. Jeff wheezed out a long snicker. You see, I knew you kids were all right. Great. So you'll help? The joy in Jeff's face drained instantly. Not a chance. But give me one good reason I should risk my hide aiding and abetting you rascals. Looking into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out the first word that came to mind. Junk? Junk. Yeah, what about it? Sonny, I've got more junk than a king has copper. Ain't interested. Aw, shit. Can I talk to him again? Hide? Jeff's brow perked up. What did you say? Go ahead and hide then. Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigor. Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We're not afraid. Jeff scowled, faded with a sigh. Say what you will about old Jeff, and that'll do, but you'll never hear him say I hide from nothing. One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home. What was it you kids needed? Some sort of disguise. I've got just the thing. All right, all while we're at it, that crate should come in handy. This ain't gonna be free, you know. I'm thinking 5 bags of sour gobs should cover it. Put it on my tab. Luca offered out his open hand and to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated. Done. Swing by first thing in the morning. All right. Tish, there you guys are. I love the idea of being all high and mighty and putting it on my tab. Yeah. Just gotta open a tab at a bar, baby. Hey, Tish, look who it is. Luca, are you here to try to tickle us to death again? Look, just hear me out. Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously. We're listening. Iggy, I know you've both been giant bags of shit to each other. Iggy gave a reluctant shrug. You're not wrong. But lately, life has been kinda... We're pulling at sympathy strings, right? Kind of hard, you know? Hard. Yeah, well, life's always hard. Get over it. We ain't interested. Aw, shit.
Grant freedom to this soul bound by flesh.
Hey, Maloof.
Banist sip, you can't get rid of me that easily. Banistil, Banist pride.
Banist pride. Why would I be trying to get rid of you, Maloof? I would never. Thank you, Maloof. We'll upgrade you to 32 bunts. Look at that cute little penguin. Strange, you know? Iggy considered the point. Things have been weird around here. She didn't know, he was just unsure what to write. Good. So I'm offering a truce and asking for your help. What do you say we break our hostilities, at least for now? We do like breaking things, even if a truce means less breaking things. What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff? Go on. I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest headquarters. A wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face. My, Luca Van Horn, I'm impressed. And after this is all done, maybe you and Tish can come hang out at our treehouse sometime. Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement. Fine. But not because we want to see your crappy treehouse. We just like to cause chaos. With a quick nod, Luca was off. Did you hear that, Tish? Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile. He invited us to hang out at the treehouse. A single tear ran down Tish's cheek. I never expected that this day would come. How wonderful. Oh my god, totally. Chapter 7, Into the Hive. A good heist requires preparation, and thorough preparation takes time, something they had precious little of. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. We're locked and loaded on my end. And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach Perennial Harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence. Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms. Just stay calm, Rollo. You can do this. Got your delivery here. A delivery? I don't have anything on my notes about a delivery. One moment. I'm sorry, but there is no delivery scheduled for this morning. Right. He had to think quick. That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept secret. Rollo sighed, adjusting his tool belt. You know how the founder can be. I suppose we can leave this one for off the records. Our harvest awaits and such. With a stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded into the perennial harvest headquarters. Our harvest awaits. Package here for the founder. Oh, I don't hear anything about... Yeah, this is a need-to-know kind of thing. Oh, I'll just check. He stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard. This goes directly to the founder. I don't have time to fill you in. Oh, I see. If you could just complete this form... Rollo interrupted, with urgency in his voice. Every time with the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again? Rollo panicked. Our harvest awaits. That's a restricted area. Excuse me, sir. Our harvest awaits. Yep. Suck on this, perennial ham fist. What was that? The distraction was enough for Rollo to regain his confidence. Just open the door. I've got a job to do. The clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy. I shall check on that noise. Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already. Okay. Phew, that was close. Our harvest awaits? Hey, I figured. When in doubt, stick with the classics. Well, that was a close one. But you pulled it off. Nice work, Rollo. Alright, everyone knows what to do. Yep, deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck, in case she needs some muscle. I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. That's odd. There's not even any cups for the water. Oh, you just wheezed the juice. I'll head east to the founder's office. Solomon. Solomon stopped in his tracks. Luca, what are you doing here? It's a long story. Are you okay? A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face. His words rushed out dramatically. No, I'm most certainly not okay. Someone strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes, how did you know? They brought me here and locked me up, and when they were distracted, I ran. Dang, okay. You should stick with me. We've got a plan. Solomon's facade briefly faltered. We? Yeah, Rollo and Beck are headed to deep engineering. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. We can't leave just yet, but they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. I was just down this way. Luca happened to notice a plaque above the door. Office of the Founder. Knocking comes with consequences. Oh, here it is. So it is. It's pretty lucky that I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate. Luca tried the handle. Locked. Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism. Regrettably, it seems to be some sort of electronic lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like that. Luca smiled and looked at his watch. Let's just wait a minute. Totally, Ilona's gonna take out the power? I don't know what sort of funny business you're up to, but I like it. She mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle. Don't fuck with a lesbian. Howdy. Afternoon, ma'am. The light on the keypad changed from red to green. How did you do that? It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us. Lucas switched on his walkie-talkie. Rollo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We've stuck at a door locked door marked 24601. Need you to get us through. What if someone catches us? We should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friend, Solomon. On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field. Surely you don't have any way to get around the password. Luca pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets. The screen blinked to life. Columns of green numbers glowed on a black backboard. Great job, Bani. Thank you, B-dubs. It just sounded out. It's like I'm 4 years old learning to read again. Oh no, I'm out of Beverly. I'm gonna need to get a new one soon. How did you just guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rollo heard when he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the founder uses such a basic password. Or they were thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves. Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile. Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your luck. Luca quickly scanned the columns for 24601. Rollo, I think this should do it. Alright, B-dubs. Have fun. I want some keto gummies. Fuck yeah. Bingo bango. Doors open. Luca, you never fail to impress. What is that slippery lout even doing down there? We have a friend whose mom is in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Okay, Luca, I think we're close. The next doors marks 13806. Fuck off, you have keto ice cream and I don't. Fair. But some THC gummies would be really nice too, so. Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button. Maybe this one opens the lock. Crap, we've got a company. Luca, must go faster. 1 second, I can't think with all the noise. He quickly skimmed the screen with his fingers. Here it is, 13806. Go, go, go. Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you were just trying to help. Aw man, no water cups? Rollo. Rollo, are you okay? Rollo, come in. Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie. You can turn off the alarms, they're trapped. With self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway. That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. Rollo, where are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I think we're lost. We lost him, making our way to the Nelly's office. Okay, you two ramble-rousers are coming with us. Nope. Hiya! Make a break for it. Did that little shit just kick me? Don't just stand there after them. Okay, I think that worked. Roxy and Fritz have them on the wild goose chase. I'm having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rollo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep someone so pissed off they can't see straight? Let's just say we've got time. Entering Nelly's office now. Mom! Oh, honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used the Young Chemistry lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. We need to get you out of here. We? Who is your adult friend? Oh, I'm not an adult. Ever heard of growth spurts? I had more of a growth spurt. More of a growth spew. No, that's not possible. Nelly leaned over to examine his teeth. Substantial banding on the enamel from the molars, consistent with tempus laquime exposure. Is that what you all call the gunk that forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mom, what the hell is going on at this place? I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Pecan Pines in a wellspring they called the Source. They named it Tempus Lequamine. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to time. It was the secret to Valentine's fertilizer. They harvested the source, infusing smaller amounts of Tempus Lequine into the product. It worked wonders, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops were to be ready to harvest in a fraction of the time, but it led to complications. The foul harvest. Perennial harvest came in to clean up the mess, to succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempus Lequamine is rebellious. Rebellious? You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. So, the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists, yes. I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, harnessing Tempus Lequamine to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't, right? Nellie sighed. You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Dr. Prescott's notes. Oddities? They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them, and now I get to replace my entire wardrobe? I really am truly sorry. Meh, these clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. It sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and initially sabotaged his own work. I have intentionally, but whatever, it all works. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Mom, Dr. Prescott is dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. It's why we gotta get you out of here. Like now. Wait, the vial. I finally solved the chemical equation, allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All the more reason we gotta hightail it. Luca, we've got Dr. Modwill heading your way now. Roger that. Be careful. Alright, everything's on track. And what's your plan for escape? We'll go over everything when they get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. Ooh, hell yes. Malice 80 proof whiskey, a hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant. Solomon muttered inaudibly. I should just smother you right now. What was that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly, you're not bother at all. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card logs, payroll. You know, for being so evil, this guy sure is boring. Solomon once again muttered under his breath. Just you wait. Huh? Oh, nothing. Luca tugged on each of the cabinets. Dang, this must be good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspected. It looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Yeah, Solomon is the founder. Only time will tell. Luca held his hand up to the ashtray. Still warm. He must have been in here recently. He's still in here, Luca. Nothing else I can investigate? I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. You needn't worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise. With a subtle quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face. They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway. Lock it, lock it, lock it! Locked. That was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with clipboards. We barely got out. Did they follow you? Rollo? Before we start tossing blame around, it is possible someone ordered a pizza. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me. I'm officially retiring for the heisting business. We're sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Just let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. Everyone else, huddle up. Oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no. Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Dr. Modwill, a brief reintroduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you, Solomon, the pathetic orphan child. The powerful and enigmatic founder, Sharper, the fallen progenitor who created this town, Perennial Harvest, Valentine Fest Fertilizer, all connected by a single thread, yours truly. But that's... Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul. Ha! Yes! Now you've got it. Tempest Lequamine, you discovered how to reverse the process. Solomon clapped with genuine delight. Very good, Dr. Modwill, very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional, Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form, and the effects went a little too far for my tastes. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work, which you did admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please. Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand. May I present to you the eighth wonder of the world? Before he could finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm. Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you have in your hand. Actually, we do. You just did a whole evil villain monologue thingy about it. Rollo casually tossed the vial to Luca. Gosh, maybe I'll have a taste. Luca jiggled the vial mockingly. Seize him! Luca, over here! Move another inch and I smash it. She held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables. You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine, risk killing us all. Or if you're lucky, nothing happens, then what? We capture you and grant you much less leniency? He pursed his lips with feigned sincerity. But I give you my word, if you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed. A deep uncertainty washed over Beck. You're a small girl, Beck. But there's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there is only one way this ends. She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon. That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it. We can't just... trust that jerk. I'm sorry, he's right. With apprehension, Beck conceded. Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick. Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance review. The blood drained from Kerr's face. Of course, sir. But first, you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir. And to think all of this is thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is this all because of me? Ha! I said Mr. Van Horn, silly. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father was always a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be a part of something great, but the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work. Solomon shook his head with gratification. But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life. A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls. Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use this time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside the door. Well, crap. Oh. Alright, hold on. I'm going to take a quick second to just grab myself another drink because of my throat. I'll be right back. Not even going to mute. delicious Beverleys. That's good watermelon LaCroix. Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought. Sorry, Luca. Give me a minute to calm my mind. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. Rollo. You just need some time. Rollo, it's over. We lost. Hey. I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know, it's just, we were so close. I've got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heal. Well, time seems like less of an issue for him now. Luca, there's something you need to know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find a means of escape, but I found something else. A note, hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short, so he left behind a letter with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents... Luca, I think they were meant for you. Why? What did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen keycard. There was an accident. She had been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempest liquamine. The color dropped from Luca's face. She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts as such. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. I now believe that that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work, and it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion. Luca was overwhelmed with emotion. But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now? A sudden explosion sounded from the wall. Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right, and now her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Oliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for this lost world was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had. I just noticed that the founder has been throwing darts at his son's face. That's fucked up. Gran, what are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rollo. Hey, Mrs. Luca's Gran. That's awfully nice of you, but I'm fine. Oh no, what did they... Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest just as Solomon finished up his speech. Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out. Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. We've got to stop him. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips. No! Well, I guess that's it. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Ooh! Did Beck pull a switcheroo? With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back? I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little... Oh. Shit. With a little junk? With a little change. With a little malice. Shit, I don't know which one's the best one. I'm gonna go with junk. Can't wait to see the look on his face when he realizes he drank his own cigar ash. How did ash get into the vial? It was pretty easy to mess with the vial when it was behind my back. Oh, that's sneaky. Well, it's a bad habit anyways. Pa always says bad habits are like 50-yard field goals. Huh? Hard to kick. You can all call me Sharper Valentine. His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. Ooh, I fucking killed him totally. Well, that's one way to kick a bad habit. As the last of what was once Sharper Valentine wafted into the air, the crowd began to disperse, still numb from what they had just observed. Sharper Valentine was gone for good. His end would be a new beginning for Beacon Pines, a new chance to let go of the things they had lost and grab a hold of a new future. The end. Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a bit gratifying. If that feels to you like a good note to end on, I won't stand in your way. Oh no, we gotta try all the other ones. Let's try Malice next. Malice, the whiskey from his office. Yep, dude had an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice would use a little hair of the dog. You can all call me Sharper Valentine. His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. Totally. Now that's what I call 80 proof whiskey. Damn, dude. The crowd gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage. The quiet was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance. He was never seen around Beacon Pines or anywhere else for that matter again. Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luca began to laugh. First a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter. Through his tears, he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. The end. That was unexpected, perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but who am I to say? I'm only writing the damn thing. Alright, and then the last one. Like pocket change? You unlucky penny. Yeah, I plopped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's the going to do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now we observe. You can call me Sharper Valentine. Belching green mist. Holy crap, he's a baby. Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you. Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked at her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty. Augustus, what do we do? We do what Valentines always do. We must be done. I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father, young Sharper. That would be a great help, thank you. She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl. Okay, everyone, the show is over. You may leave now. Epilogue. Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folk shared what they had and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the Shadow Valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn, his mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason. Over time, Eleanor began moving Walt's old things out of the closet and into storage. Eleanor had moved back into her bedroom, and now that she wasn't sneaking out late, she even slept there most nights. Hi, Mom. I just want to check and make sure I didn't miss anything. Did I not talk to you, Mama? Mom, I'm ready to go now. You go on without me. I'll meet you there. I've got a batch of jam to finish jarring. It's funny. I only started making jam as a way to send messages without anyone noticing, but now I enjoy it. All right, I'll go say hi to Rollo first. Shoo-shoo, off with you. Quick chill by the fire before we go check on Rollo. Loop. I hear you and Rollo have big plans for the little treehouse. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity 1 Rollo, 1 Luco rule. So we decided to expand, but at least we've got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Ilona's shop going? It's been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at State. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rollo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I don't just mean grown, literally. This morning he was up and finished his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovation. Don't tell him this, because it'll go to his head, but I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too dang proud to tell you. I know. Yay, prancing. Hey Gus, how's the tree planting going? Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful to Ilona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Gus, we finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's next? When perennial harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town, but some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right. Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new office. You can count on us. Well, it looks like you really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now this right here. This is something I can be proud of. How's the napping this morning? The most underrated part of a good nap is the view. And the view's getting greener every day. Nice. I see you decided on a name. Yep, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on the final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is go slow and fix things. Amen to that. Luca, get this. I managed to reel in an actual fish this morning. Seriously? Yeah, an honest-to-goodness flip-floppin' swim-swamming fish. I don't think I've ever caught any actual fish here. Been at least 7 years since I've caught one. I'd say it's a good omen. What do you do with the fish? Oh, I release it back into the pond. I'm hoping to catch it again tomorrow. Cute. Cuteness. A little higher. Yup. A little lower. Yup. A little higher. Yup. I'm telling ya, that angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, there you are. Would you tell him it's not the angle? Hey, I'm not in charge of antenna redesign. Fine. Iggy's just... Don't do anything drastic until we get back. Who, me? Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yup. They'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really want Mission Control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit. Sigh, you're right. Lead the way. Check in with Beck at her house. Hell yes. Good thing she lives on the other side of town so we can conveniently interact with all the other characters as we pass through. Thus getting closer with everyone. Young Mr. Van Horn. How's little Solomon, Sharper doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I, so we do a little strolling these days. Has he, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Modwill, and she feels the Sharper infant's mind was not developed enough to retain his previous memories. For all intents and purposes, the child is unmolded clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That is the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. 2 activities I am endeavored to find less distasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job, and the whole town is ready to help out however they can. I can't wait to teach him to throw a baseball. Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes. That would be acceptable. He looked to his friends with a thankful smile. After everything that could have gone wrong, everything that did go wrong, we made it. The end. Closing her eyes, Mrs. Hatch took a deep, relaxing breath. Oh, hello, Luca. How are you? Really good, actually. That's wonderful. Did I miss anything? Oh, I think you're pretty much up to speed. Cute. Cuteness. Luca, did you want a biscotti? On the house? I don't really have time. Zariel, you gotta come and see this. I finally did it. I pulled the perfect espresso. Oh, Lumi. If I didn't know better, I would think that you're proud of something. Pfft, as if. I know. It's too late. You are now officially a person that cares. No, Lumi. You poor thing, you have my sympathies. What today's news that needs knowing? I'll give you tomorrow's headline today. Our old friend Patrick C. Montague, aka William Kerr, just performed a stirring rendition of The Iceman Cometh at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, I guess he has plenty of time to work on his craft. I'm glad you swung by. More follow-up questions for your story. Nope, I got everything I need. Thanks again for that. I sent a draft of the story to the reporter in Capital City, and they offered me an internship. Of course they did. You're an amazing reporter. I don't know about all that. A story about a phony corporation that picked up an entire town of people and moved them to cover up a massive illegal mine shaft full of incredibly hazardous chemicals sort of writes itself if you think about it. Just don't forget us when you become a fancy big city reporter. Capital City isn't that far away. I'm going to have to come back from time to time to check in and see what sort of new trouble you've gotten yourself into. Sorry to disappoint, but my adventuring days are over. Ha! We both know that's not true. What makes you say that? Call it a reporter's intuition. Ooh, Peaky Blinders 2. I mean, Beacon Pines. This whole time I keep thinking Peaky Blinders when I read Beaky Pines. It finally slipped out of my mouth. Mrs. Fratelli glowed with a carefree smile. Is that your suitcase? That is 2 weeks of unencumbered tranquility. Excuse me, would you be so kind as to take my order? 2 weeks of sand, margaritas, and forgotten obligations. Excuse me, I do love to place an order. Miss Fratelli sighed with zen-like calm. Just as soon as the lunch rush ends, I'll be a feather on the wind. You're going on vacation? For the first time in years. And I've got you and your mom to thank. Why's that? She didn't tell you yet? You two are gonna fill in for me at the diner while I'm gone, just like old times. It's fine, I'll wait. Who else can we check in with? Who's down here? Oh yeah, this tiny little pupperino in a suit. Wow, back for seconds? It's not too much trouble. For the longest time, I didn't understand the appeal of ice cream. It serves no purpose, other than to be briefly enjoyed and then it's gone. But it's pretty tasty while it lasts. I'm inclined to agree. The purpose of ice cream is to fill the void in your emotional life. It's to substitute when you're not able to have sex. Why do you think I got up to 320 pounds? Luca, can I interest you in a delicious apple? He playfully waggled an apple. No thanks, just saying hello. Well, hello there. Mind telling your mom we need a new crate of jam? Already? It's funny, I used to hide this stuff in the back, terrified that someone would find out about our secret messages. Now everyone wants to get their hands on Eleanor Van Horn's famous spy jam. Hey Luca, can you tell Roxy I'll be free in an hour? Sure thing. My dad's making me stock the shelves for the summer. He said it builds character. I think he meant to say it builds calluses. Builds character. Yeah, it builds something all right. Oh, there's a bunch of bunny kids. There's never been bunny kids before. Hiya, Mr. Nuncreed. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Did you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you're still... Mr. Nuncreed shook his head. You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now. With perennial harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused. Come on, come all. No one is too big, no one is too small. Mr. Jeff's wild ride, well, maybe not completely unused. Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next? Me. Oh my god, that's awesome. They're using the system. That's so cute. Guess what? Yesterday I saw a Dynasty Tinius, and that's good? It's great. I haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the country. Just checking everywhere. Make sure we spot everyone. I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning I unpacked my last box. You're officially moved in. It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. It sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root-worthy. You're going to be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't going to be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. My mom's prepared this tree especially for you. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of the old Beacon Pines and thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. When you're ready, take Jeff's wild ride to the old Beacon Pines. Oh, I'm totes ready. Let's go. We gotta plant this tree at my dad's grave. Ah, you got it. Now that's a good-looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, the ride's on the house. You're gonna want to hang on tight to that little tree. I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it, but then you came along. I don't know exactly how to put something. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny now that our time together has finally ending. I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together. Done. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some time alone now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know. You don't even have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me. We're a trio now. Yep. Thanks. There's just one thing missing now that you're a part of a group. Missing? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh God. I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start our summer. You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mom, can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid that you're going to forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No, because so much of him lives in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more, because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you a moment. Hey, Dad. Dr. Modwell says that over the next few years, this place should warm up, so you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in, big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you, you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go, but that didn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. I don't want it to be over. Ooh, I blew out the candle. Okay, that was most good. I have a few questions, but that was most good. So the one thing that is like really unanswered to me is Nat, the like ethereal mouse character that existed out of time and knew everything about everything. I mean, she doesn't need to be explained. That can just exist for the sake of existing. It's just she was only introduced in that one timeline story, which makes you think maybe I missed some other timelines we could have opened. Maybe there's like a New Game Plus mode where you can unlock more story. This is the perfect song to end this game on. Are these backstarters? Kickstarters? Backers? No, these are backers. No time to lose. That's an amazing nickname. Oh my god, these are a lot of backers. We're going to be here for an hour just watching backers. Are there any Banisteriopsises? There's a Bani Ibram with 2 N's. Evil prod. Aw, somebody died? A 4-year-old? Oh, that's sad. Somebody was a 4-year-old. Neil Nermilian's retina. Rob Decepticreep Dougal. Alright, how many Seans? Any of them spelled the correct way? Ooh, I saw one. The Gibbersons. Three hours, 10 years later. Now this is an epilogue. Maybe this will answer my question. Wow, nice kick. Sharper, did you find it? Yeah. Oh shit. I found... Oh no! And it all starts again. Dum dum dum. Well, let's see. Were there any that I missed? Or did I do all the branching paths? Everything that I found, I think I did. Yep. It depends on what you mean by the correct way. My name is Sean, and I spell it S-E-A-N. There's also S-H-A-W-N. There's also X-I-O-N, which I saw at the Olympics one year and was like, that's pretty sick. Oh, that was a really good game. I enjoyed that a lot. And it was a good length, like six hours or so. But it was cute. I will probably end the stream just so we have a nice cut-off VOD for all of this. And I might come back later with a different game, but who knows? Because it's been a funky weekend and week and all that. But thanks for hanging out, Amber. It was fun. I'm going to click out here. It is still quite early, so chances are maybe I'll come back later with a different game. But if not, I will see you guys later in the week. I should probably go swimming at the pool. Ugh, exercise. But it would be good for me. You have both. You have both. Alrighty. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you in the Discord. Have a good rest of your day if I don't see you. Talk to you later.